everybody and welcome to Flock Talk. Today we're going to go over how to teach your bird to spin around on a perch. So because ZB already knows this trick, I am having to teach her to turn the opposite direction than she already needs to move right now. And because she already understands it, there's a very high chance that she's going to catch on a whole lot faster than another bird might. So just remember that ZB might be learning at a bit of a faster pace, and do whatever pace your bird is most comfortable moving at. So this concept is, again, pretty simple. All you're doing is guiding the bird around the perch. And if you have a target stick and your bird is target trained, it's most effective to use one of those. But today I'm just going to hold the treat between my fingers, and I'm just going to use that to lure ZB in the direction I want her to go. So to start, I'm just going to have her head and body kind of moving in the right direction. And if your bird takes a full step around like that, that's perfect. But if they only go this far, and they don't take that whole extra step, that's okay too. Reward them for whatever they're most comfortable moving. If they're only turning their head that way, you reward them for that. Move at whatever pace is most comfortable. And you're just going to keep doing this and guiding them all the way around in whatever pace they're most comfortable moving to get them to start doing that first action of looping all the way around. Once they're reliably doing that and they're flipping their backs to you, what you can start to do is try and see if you can get them to do the full motion. And it's easiest if you go underneath the perch and you guide them all the way around very slowly. Good girl. And again, if your bird doesn't want to take the full 360 degrees, you can always just reward them for going part way instead of the full way. And what you might notice there is ZB kept trying to turn back the way she came. And what I do to fix that is that just tends to mean that my hand is a bit too close to her body. So if I were to pull my hand a little bit farther away, I'm not sure if you can quite see, that I'm moving my hand, instead of a small circle, I'm making a bit of a wider one to help guide her body the complete 360 degrees. And now you can see she's starting to catch on a whole lot faster. You're going to be able to move your hand at a bit of a faster pace, so they're not guiding their heads all the way around the circle. Instead, you're just going to kind of be able to make that circle underneath the perch, and they're going to go without needing to follow your hand the entire way around. And this is kind of the biggest step here, is getting that hand motion down to a bit of a quicker motion and having them still able to follow along. And it is important to do this underneath them, especially if you're working with a new bird or your bird's never trained before. And the reason for this is that above them is pretty scary, and they're not going to be super comfortable with that if they're not already used to being touched. And so what you're going to have to do is move underneath them, because it's a lot more comfortable for them. It's not a big scary thing hovering over top of their bodies, and it's just going to be a lot easier for the bird to learn if they're not constantly wondering if your hand's going to grab them. You can see she's starting to catch on a lot faster. What I've actually done is change the treat I was using, because she wasn't super motivated for the seed I was using before. So now I've picked up one I know she likes a lot more, and you can see her motivation has increased and she's catching on this concept a lot faster. And that's a pretty important tip, because if a bird isn't motivated to work, you're not going to have much success training them. And you can see sort of the instant change that happened when I changed from using a flax seed to a little bit of sunflower seed. They're a little bit fattier, but she's certainly more willing to work for them. And it's not a big deal to switch up the seed and use one she's a little bit more motivated to work for. What I'm going to do is start making my hand signal less and less obvious. So you see, I'm not going to go quite as far under the perch anymore. I'm going to try and make it a bit smaller until I can work it to being in front of the perch doing the hand signal and having her still following along. And you see she's taking to this really well. And if the bird needs it, you can slow down your hand motion, or you can move it back to being a bit more obvious. Just keep trying to move it whatever your bird is understanding. And you're just very gradually going to work and making your hand motion a little bit more in front of the perch each time, gradually phasing out your cue so it's a little less obvious. And you can see now my hand isn't guiding her at all. It's just the motion of my hand that's triggering her to do the behavior. So now if I try and back my hand out a little bit more, she should start to follow along a lot better. Distractions, there we go. And we're just going to keep doing this. Good girl. Grabbing some of her favorite treats. almost there. See if we can back up the key a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And there you have it. So that was a pretty easy trick, only took about 5 minutes for little ZB here to catch on. And do remember to move at your own bird's pace, so if you find that they aren't taking to the full 360 degrees right away, you can have them only moving half. You can work on just the rotation of their body instead of the entire rotation. Just move at their pace, make sure they're comfortable, and make sure that if they're getting confused, you are backing up a couple steps and helping them learn. So that about does it. Really quick, really easy trick. And it's pretty cute. You can turn both counterclockwise and clockwise now. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!